What is up, everybody? Today we're doing some deadlifts and some overhead press. Starting off, warming up, just getting the hips loose, 135, and I'm an asshole, so I try to make it look as light as I can. Moving on to 225. I think I worked up to 385 for 6 reps for 5 sets today. So, you know, keeping the volume high, keeping the weight decently high, and yeah. First set of 385. Finally threw a belt on. Somebody said something to me. But you know, making it look fairly heavy. Not incredibly heavy, but you know, fairly heavy. Mainly because I'm just weak. But I think for the most part, deadlifts are moving better. I do sumo when I compete or when I'm getting ready to compete, but I've been doing conventional here recently because A, it's feeling better on my back, and B, it's just for me, I think it builds strength better. So if I have a problem, I went back to low hand. Oh boy, look at me. I don't think I stayed here long. Yeah, I think I lost it and switched it. I think this rep actually. I think I lost it and I was like, yep, that's it. Yeah, there it goes. Watch the knees bend. I figured, fuck it, go ahead, switch it back over. But I do sumo when I, compete or when I'm going to compete, and sumo is my stronger of the two. I just like doing conventional. Once I'll be competing in April in the USPA. And once April, I think March rolls around, somewhere in the mid of March, I'll start sumoing again, and just getting that down and getting the technique and form and everything good for that. And I mean, I do it in between days. I don't really record it that often, but I do it in between days, and I kind of will still keep it something that I do. But to me, conventional, along with just feeling pretty good, it also, I think, builds strength a little better, just a little bit better. And yeah, I throw on straps now because I love cheating. But currently all my maxes are 585 on deadlift. Again, that was sumo, and that was these are all the mock meet a while back. I did 355 bench, that's with a pause as well, and I did 545 squat. The 545 squat is light, fairly light, I would say now. Not like light as in like I can do it for 5 reps, but light as in like versus what it felt like then. It's probably a lot lighter, because I base all mine off of RPEs. So then it was a RPE 10. Now it'd probably be like a RPE 9.5 maybe. Give it a little bit more. Now we're on to overhead press. There I am looking like a jackass because it's just a bar. Look at me go. But today we worked up to 170, I think, on overhead press, 5 sets of 5. This is probably my worst movement, just because it's a bar path and a pattern of movement that I'm not necessarily too comfortable in, or have I done that often. Back in high school when they made you lift, I didn't power clean that often, and I never really worked on form for stuff like that, and they didn't really taught it all that well either. But the bar path for overhead press, just trying to stick your head through, is something that I've never really grasped fully. It's like power or cleans and snatches and any kind of Olympic weightlifting, or weightlifting in general. The hip drive and the way you press and everything, for me, I've never understood it, and I just try to do the best that I can, watching people online, or watching other people that I've seen doing Olympic weightlifting, either at my gym or online as well. That they obviously know what the fuck they're talking about. So I like to watch them and kind of take some things from them and hopefully use them when I do it. But when I go to compete in April, I'll be competing at 220. I think if I can get everything I want, I'll be totaling around 1550. Hopefully, that's the goal at least. And if it all goes well, 1550 will be there. And it could be more than that. I have no idea. I would say it's gonna be close to that, hopefully. I run some RDLs and some rows. Just do, I think I do 5 RDLs and then throw some rows in at the end. But for the most part, as far as powerlifting and all that stuff goes, I love it, and I'm getting better at it each week, and each time I make a mistake and I feel it and I'm like, oh, that didn't feel good, I'll change it and watch people study as much as I can about it, and eventually it gets better, it gets smoother and whatnot. But when I first started back into this was not easy, and learning all these movements again and squatting and stuff and benching and everything was kind of a struggle at first to kind of bounce back into it and get everything good again. So it's good now that I'm doing this and kind of getting back into the swing of lifting heavy and everything. But yeah, hopefully I can, when it comes to April, hopefully I'll be able to deadlift 600, squat 580 to 600, and then bench around 365, 375, somewhere in there. Hopefully, that's the goal anyway. What is up, everyone? Look at this. Got some squats and some bench today. And we did pause squats today. I missed the first 2 sets because, I'm an asshole. I just missed it. But now I'm moving on to some sets today. That was 315. This is 405. Worked up to 420 for 4x4s, paused. Well, about as much pause as that was right there. I'm gonna try and increase my pause length at the bottom, just because I feel like I'm not pausing for quite long enough. But I know part of that is just perception. But all this today looked pretty good, I would say. Had some hitches when I got to pin squats, just because I don't like pin squats, and I think I'm gonna see if I can't work around those a little bit. But it is what it is. Moving up today again to 420, or moving on today, I'm sorry, 420. Another set. This is a weight that, it's not really that heavy. It's something I can consistently do, but it does push my body. And I'm rotating now between 3 weeks of a certain type of lifting, which is 6 days a week, and it's all like squat and bench, deadlift and press, then squat and bench the next day again, just repeat the cycle. And then I'll be going on to bench and on one day, squat on one day, bench and overhead press, squat and stuff like that. So it should help, but I'm just trying to keep everything kind of loose a little bit for now. But these squats moved fairly well, I would say. The pauses are good, and I'm staying about where I want to stay, but they do, as you saw on that one, they do get a little, not slow, but just a little hectic. I think this last set, I dropped it back down to 405, which is perfectly fine. 15 pounds I don't think is going to kill me, and somebody's doing some ropes back there, which is awesome. But yeah, today this was our pause squats. Then we end up moving into pin squats here in just a second. We do I think 315. for 3 sets of 5. So just another variation I like to throw in just to kind of keep my body in it. And people were telling, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna say that pin squats, the pins are too high. But when you see how low I go down, I'm not trying to go to break parallel. I'm just trying to go down far enough that I can feel it in my quads and then stand back up with it. I'm not as concerned about, oh, this is for the bottom of my squat, because the bottom of my squat is pretty good, I'd say. And when I do heavy squats towards the end of this week, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's not that it moves bad, it's just that it's one of those things that I like to do it this way, and it kind of works on drive. But that's personal preference. It's each person's different. I'm not saying you need to do it this way or you should do it the other way. That's all on you. Just another way of doing it, another variation of doing a movement that most people do. But had a pretty good day, I would say, today, or when this is. Not I would say the smoothest sessions, but I got it done and it felt pretty good, so I was happy about that. And that is a Rogue Ohio power bar that I'm using. That's actually mine. I ended up getting it and using it. Moving on to some bench today. We worked up to 305 was supposed to be 305 for 5 sets of 5. I did 3 sets and realized I might have overshot a little bit today, so I dropped it back down to I think 280 and finished my sets there. I was just really wanting to do 305 for 5, just to say I did it. It's one of those things in my head that, I mean, it's been a goal of mine to get 315 for 5 and be able to do it for my sets of 5. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm not that far away. So here's the first set of 305 for 5. These are not paused. These are more of a touch and go type of rep. I have a specific competition paused day where I do nothing but paused and competition style benching. The reason I also throw this in there is because I just like to be able to have more weight on the bar and not have to worry about, I actually have to pause, and that allows me to kind of go as all out as I would like to with something like this. Had to get a little lift off on that one. Another lift off, and this is I think the last set of 305 that we do, or that I do, and then end up dropping it back down just because I knew after doing this set, realizing how he's acting like he's gonna have to grab the bar, and I just muscled it up. Realizing that right there, how that set went, I'm pretty sure I dropped it down to 280. Yeah, I dropped it down to 280, and then just finishing up and making it a little smoother, a little bit more I can't even think of the word, like effective. So I know I'm still getting in the reps I need to get in, but it's not killing me to do so. But we can see how much smoother 280 looks than 305. So but this is one of those days, one of those days. I think that's it. Thank you for watching. If you can like the video and subscribe, and that would mean a lot to me.